What is up, guys? My name is Yahdir Sanchez. In this video, we're reacting to Serious WWE Moments. Shout out to Tap Out Corner.
In October 2018, Monday Night Raw kicked off like normal with the Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Then, the big dog hit us with this.
My real name is Joe, and I've been living with leukemia for 11 years, and unfortunately it's back. And
Damn, I remember this moment. It was... no one expected it. No one expected it. Because it became off as unexpected.
now the best thing for me to do is to go home, to focus on my family and my health. And I'm gonna have to relinquish the Universal Championship.
After sharing this heartbreaking news, Reigns was joined by Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose.
Damn.
Thankfully, Roman did return about 3 months later to a huge ovation.
I'm in remission, y'all.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan always came to the ring happy and was a lovable goofball. However, in September 1998, the future WWE Hall of Famer came to the ring to make a very serious and sad announcement.
Just very recently, I went to the doctor and I was diagnosed with cancer. And nothing else seems important to me right now. I just don't want to leave my little girls alone. I just want to tell you folks,
Damn.
When you go to bed tonight, hold your children a little closer because, God, they're important.
Thankfully, the surgery was successful, and after several months, Jim Duggan was able to return to the ring. Unfortunately, not all serious moments have a happy ending. There has only been one time that a WWE wrestler has died during a live broadcast. The victim was Owen Hart, who was playing a superhero character named the Blue Blazer. It was meant to be lowered from the arena ceiling into the ring. However, the harness holding Hart snapped, and he fell to his death. WWE was live on the air when this happened, and one of the commentators, Jim Ross, had the unfortunate task of telling the viewers what had happened.
This is not a part of the entertainment here tonight. This is as real as real can be here.
I thought he died. See, this is how long I learned this fact to go long ago. I rhymed there, ha ha ha. But I didn't know he fell. I thought he moved. Maybe I'm thinking of the Rey Mysterio incident or something else.
We're here to entertain and have fun, but this is neither.
No, it doesn't look good at all.
Later in the broadcast, Jim Ross would give a very sad update.
I have the unfortunate responsibility to let everyone know that Owen Hart has died. Owen Hart tragically died from an accident here tonight.
Monday Night Raw aired the following day, and the show was turned into a tribute to Owen Hart, and wrestlers shared their memories of him.
In this business, I guess you got a lot of acquaintances, but very few friends.
Mark Henry even wrote a poem for Owen Hart, and try listening to this without getting a little teary-eyed.
The pain you feel as your eyes swell and tears fill up in the wells. The burn starts to choke you up, words come out slow and shaking. You close your eyes and wonder why that there's a burning when you cry. When Owen left, it felt like hands around my throat. I couldn't talk, I couldn't see. The burn overwhelmed me. My heart is heavy. This is why. You get the burn when you cry. It digs down deep. You cannot sleep. You toss and turn.
They cared about this man.
Awaken with sobs.
This was before my time, before I even was probably alive, before I even started watching. That's young Mark Henry right there.
When you cry.
To end,
Mark Henry cried.
Boston came out
cared.
to the ring, grabbed a beer, and gave one last toast to Owen Hart. Sadly, Owen's death wasn't the last time fans would find out on air that a WWE wrestler had died. The June 25th, 2007 episode of Raw will live on in infamy. Rather than opening with loud pyro and a crowd full of energetic fans, the show broadcasted from an empty arena with Vince McMahon standing alone in the ring. McMahon then shared some disturbing news.
Tonight's storyline was to have been the alleged demise of my character, Mr. McMahon. However, in reality, WWE superstar Chris Benoit, his wife Nancy, and their son Daniel are dead. Their bodies were discovered this afternoon in their new suburban Atlanta home.
Like with Owen Hart, Monday Night Raw was turned into a tribute show to Chris Benoit. Unfortunately, this would become one of the most infamous shows WWE ever hosted. Wrestlers would share their thoughts and memories of Benoit, including Edge.
There's conspiracy theorists around this.
3 people in this industry that I feel I can go to, talk to. and 2 of them are gone now.
Like I said though, this show quickly ended up becoming one of WWE's most infamous. Not long after paying tribute to Chris Benoit, it was discovered that Benoit was the one who had murdered his wife and son and then took his own life. This broadcast of Monday Night Raw was quickly erased, and WWE rarely acknowledges Chris Benoit's existence over 15 years later. One of the most real moments in WWE was the infamous Montreal Screwjob. It all took place on November 9th, 1997 at the Survivor Series pay-per-view event in Quebec, Canada. The WWE champion at the time, Bret Hart, was taking on Shawn Michaels in Bret's final match before going to WWE's rival, WCW. Depending on who you listen to, Bret didn't want to lose because it was in his home country, or he didn't want to lose because Shawn Michaels said he wouldn't be willing to lose to Bret. In any case, Bret Hart was told he would not be losing the WWE Championship, but Vince McMahon, Shawn Michaels, and others secretly devised another plan. During the match, HBK put the Hitman in a sharpshooter, only for the referee to call for the bell, even though Bret Hart hadn't submitted. Bret had been warned that something might happen, and as soon as the referee calls for the bell, you can see Bret realize that his worst fears had become a reality.
I reached around to grab Shawn's leg, and I could hear someone say, "Ring the bell." That's when I knew it was Vince McMahon. Damn! That they screwed me.
Ring the bell!
They really screwed me, the lousy bastards.
Bret Hart was mad at WWE and Vince McMahon for double-crossing him, and rightfully so. After an incident like this, it seemed impossible for the two sides to ever work again. However, that was not the case. Roughly 9 years after the Montreal Screwjob, Bret Hart returned to WWE and was inducted into the Hall of
relationship,
Fame.
man.
Even more surprising was that Bret Hart actually thanked Vince McMahon during his speech.
And I want to first of all thank the McMahons, especially Vince, for giving me the chance to work on his canvas.
Yeah, cheers and booze.
WWE returned to Montreal, and something even more serious happened. Jerry Lawler was doing commentary with Michael Cole like normal. Then, suddenly, Jerry began snoring into the mic. As it turned out, Lawler was having a heart attack and became unconscious. WWE's medical staff quickly went over to check on Lawler and were doing their best not to panic anyone. Jerry was soon rushed out of the arena and given emergency medical treatment. After a commercial break, Michael Cole had to inform viewers what was going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to preface this by saying that this is not part of our entertainment tonight. This is a real-life situation. Earlier this evening, my broadcast colleague, Jerry the King Lawler, passed out while working here at ringside. He collapsed on the ground. He was stretchered to the back where he received CPR. This is an extremely serious situation, and Jerry, my friend, my prayers are with you.
By God's grace, Jerry Lawler was okay and is still active in wrestling today. One of the most heartbreaking moments in wrestling history was the passing of Eddie Guerrero. One day after his death,
before my time,
a special tribute show.
Eddie Guerrero was my uncle, technically, but we were brothers. We were 3 years apart. He was the big brother I never had. I was the little brother he never had. We always grew up with the dream of becoming tag team champions. And, excuse me, we were able to let that dream come true.
Damn.
That dream came true here in WWE. That was a tag team for me that will never be replaced. I'll never have a tag team partner like you, Eddie, ever again.
I want Eddie's wife and kids to know how much they meant to him. It's all he ever talked about. I know that somewhere Eddie's going to be looking down on this night, proud that all the guys went out there and put on a show for him. I miss you, man.
Early in his career, Carlito was accused of being lazy and not working hard enough. Ric Flair confronted him and gave him one of the most passionate speeches in WWE history. To watch that, hit the video on screen.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you're new here, subscribe. If this video gets 3 likes, we'll continue watching to more WWE videos and turn on post notifications to never miss an upload.